Welcome to QP's Chirp Chat, the show where we get up close and personal with your favorite content creators. I'm your host, Nick D, and it's my job to ask them your questions. So let's go ahead and see if they can take the heat. To celebrate this week's opening of the Olympics 2021, we've got an incredibly special guest. None other than all-star Olympian himself from Team USA and steak aficionado Ed Moses. Let's give him a call. Hey Ed, welcome to Chirp Chat, man. It's great to finally have you on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me today.
We've got some really amazing questions for you today that your fans have voted on. I'm incredibly excited. So here are the rules of the game. It's really simple. It's called Don't Lie to Me. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. You'll lie to me on one occasion. And if I can guess the lie, because I call myself the human lie detector, if I can guess the lie, QP have promised me that they're sending me on an all expenses paid trip to see you in Vegas. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
I'm one for a good little fashion competition, so you're going to have to do your best, but it'll be fun.
Okay, question number one. We're going hard and fast, coming straight out of the gate here. So Ed, have you ever peed in the pool when competing?
Absolutely. I've peed in the pool. Anything to be lighter and faster in the water works, so 100%.
You weren't lying about the competitive edge, were you? You weren't lying about that.
Every little bit inside the rules to help. I'm all about it.
Awesome. Okay. So this is my favorite question. Have you ever used your Olympic gold medal to pick up women? And if you didn't enlighten us on exactly how you used it.
Probably the sneakiest way that I've ever used the medals to pick up on a woman is going through the airport. So obviously when I go do appearances or to meets or to speak to other kids, I travel to different cities. So strategically what you would like to do would be find a good looking girl or someone that you'd like to talk to and make sure that you're in line in front of them going through the metal detectors. So I always carry my medals on me. So when I put my suitcase through the metal detectors, obviously, huge, large chunks of metal show up in the metal detectors and they snag my suitcase. And, as soon as I go through, they pull me over there and say, so look through your luggage. And, out pops the gold and silver medal. And then the girl behind me is like, no way, are those real? And I'm like, of course they're real. I'm not just going to travel with fake medals. So that's my best subtle way to probably pick up on a girl.
Dude, oh my gosh, I've never heard in the history of I have never heard a funnier pickup line story. That's amazing. Kudos, man, kudos. Okay, next one. I love this question. Have you ever been shit talked by a rival swimmer? If so, what did they say to you?
There's a very distinct moment that I remember being shit talked and shit talking. I had this huge Russian rivalry, and this kid was named Roman Sludnov, and they obviously pitted it as like Rocky IV, the American versus the Russian. They wrote about it in Sports Illustrated, and we specifically had this race one time when we were in Sweden, and we were in the event together, and he was the current world record holder, and I was second in the world, and we raced the race, but before that, I distinctly remember when we were behind the blocks, he looks over at me, and he says in his Russian accent, he says, "Hello, Glenn." And Glenn is my first name, so you officially have to enter the competitions with your legal name. And he knows that I don't go by Glenn, that I go by Ed. But specifically just to get under my skin, he says, "Hello, Glenn." So I was like, okay, whatever. We raced the race. He has the world record. We finish. I beat him. I break his world record. But he also breaks his old world record, but I broke it by more. So when I finished, I said, look, that's amazing. You also broke the world record. Knowing that I broke it by more, so he'll never have that world record. that was my way of kind of shit talking it back to him. But he did try and smoke me before the race, and I got mine though. So that was probably the best one I've ever been involved in.
Dude, that is amazing. That's worth a movie. Like, that is actually worth a movie. That's incredible. Okay, next one. Have you ever ruined a Wagyu steak by cooking it well done? Now, obviously, your current business is selling Wagyu steak, which is one of my favorite things in the world. So have you ever ruined one before?
I personally have never ruined a Wagyu steak before, but I cringe drastically when I'm at a restaurant and somebody orders Wagyu and gets it medium or medium well or well done. Honestly, if I'm on a date, I might just drop my fork and knife and just walk right out of there, because that's disgusting for that to happen.
Big one. What's the worst steak you've ever had, and where did you have it?
Oh, man. The worst steak that I ever had, the worst steak would have been at Golden Corral. I used to love to go there all the time to get their breakfast, but the steak and eggs there, I don't think I'll ever, grab the red meat again there. I couldn't even cut it with the sharpest of steak knives, so it was the worst, Golden Corral.
Ed, I have a really, really, really interesting question for you. Again, like, all these questions are so on point. I mean, your fans clearly absolutely want to know some seriously intimate details about your life, man. I'd be careful if I were you. Could you tell us the flirtiest or lamest text you've ever sent a girl?
Oh, this one is super simple. The flirtiest, lamest text I've ever sent a girl was, "Do you want to see my breaststroke?" And obviously, I'm a breaststroke specialist, world record holder. So that one comes across naturally, but just super lame, mostly disastrous.
What did she say back is what I want to know.
Oh, the response was easily, "Oh my God, that was so lame. I kind of like it, but it's lame." The further question, though, that you need to ask me is, did it work? Lame still works, but I wish we could have deleted that one possibly with QP and no one gets to see that. But did it work? I'm not going to tell you that.
Do you know what? I wish we had more questions to ask you, because we're getting to a really interesting place in our conversation now, aren't we, Ed?
Yeah, this is, you're going to be pushing the envelope with a lot of these ones, I'm sure.
Ed, thank you so much for playing. You've been a real sport. You've told us some really, really interesting, funny stories today. I've really, really enjoyed having you on as a guest. It's now my turn to see if I can win that trip to Vegas, man. And I am ready. I am absolutely 100% ready to guess. Let's review the questions. Have you ever peed in the pool? Have you been shit-talked by a rival? Have you ever overcooked a Wagyu steak? Where's the worst place you've eaten a steak? What's the flirtiest text you've ever sent to a girl? And have you ever used your Olympic gold medal to pick up women? My guess, Ed, are you ready? My guess is I do not believe in the years and years and years that you have been cooking phenomenal steaks that you have never accidentally left one on the hob for just a little bit too long and cooked it to well done. I do not believe that for a second. Is that the lie, Ed? Tell me it's the lie.
As much as I want you to come visit me in Vegas, that is not the lie. That is not the lie.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. The lie.
Damn it.
The lie is.
Damn it.
The lie is Golden Corral. I would never eat steak from Golden Corral. I'll eat the breakfast buffet, but the steak is just, that's not happening, man. Not happening. So I'm sorry.
Damn, man. That's yeah, you let me down there, pal. You let me down. You might as well be a Hollywood actor as well, as far as I'm concerned. Add that to a list of stuff.
Listen, to be a Hollywood actor, you coming out here and visit me in Vegas, me with these selfies with my medals on, it would not fair to anybody. Not fair.
Ed, thank you so much for being on the show. It's been a real pleasure. You've been an absolute sport. Take care, pal, and I will come visit you in Vegas, even if I gotta pay for it myself. I'll see you later, pal. Take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Stay safe.
You got a place to stay anytime.
For more on Ed and our amazing creators, download QP on the App Store, where you'll get exclusive access to their amazing content and loads more. We believe anyone can be a content creator. Who knows? You could even end up being my next guest. To find out what's next on Chirp Chat, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, or all three if that's your thing. I'm not judging.